Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an exciting new episode of Sofa Talks. We are your hosts,
Kim
and Ole, and we're thrilled to have you join us today. Whether you are a returning listener or tuning in for the first time, we want to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our Sofa Talks.
And if you enjoy what you hear today and want to stay connected with our podcast and us, we invite you to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you never miss an episode, and you'll be part of our growing community of listeners. Also, of course, feel free to share.
So, without further ado, let's dive right into today's episode of Sofa Talks with Ole and
Kim. Hi, dear friends, and welcome to another episode of our Sofa Talks.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great to have you here, and thank you for the comments. It's lovely to hear from you, actually.
You say you've been missing us, but we actually been missing you as well.
Correct.
Yep. So, today's a new day in paradise, or how are you doing?
Today started with, sadness, tears. I was crying and tears coming. I'm like, oh, just really, really, really super low, and kind of not knowing why. So I've just been in that space today and letting myself feel, and also do exactly what I was inspired to do in the moment. So I've been painting, I've been writing, and crying, basically, and swearing, and not a good balanced space. And when I dig a little bit deeper, I think it's because I'm letting go of one of the, probably for me, most difficult thing to let go of in my entire life, and be 100% free from addiction. Because I've been addicted, since if I think about, since I was 15, that's a long time. And it always starts with alcohol and then tobacco. God, I used to smoke Camel. Ugh, Jesus. That's a long time ago, though. But it's so, and those are the legal ones and accepted. It in your face constantly, and super accepted socially. It's everywhere. Oh, come and have a drink, and so I never been, like on the street that kind of addiction, but it's always been something. And in Spain it was weed, and that's kind of accepted as well. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. So that's what I'm working with and letting go of. So I think there's a big part of it's an ego thing as well. The ego is like, what are you doing? Just stay here, it's comfortable, it's like, so it's the conversation in the mind, and then I'm like, oh, come on, just let it go now. So it's like that. So I'm very careful socializing at the moment, because I feel it's always around, it's a lot around alcohol, so I'm kind of socializing with friends or people that, I stay home a lot. Luckily, we live in a space that is absolutely beautiful, so I love being at home. And, and I live with you, my best friend in the whole world, and we have a good time most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. Anyway, so, but what I hear from other people around us as well is like, they are going through almost exactly the same emotions inside, and not really knowing what, put the finger on. Is I know one part, but it's also other things that I can't really put my finger on. So there's and there's all this, I don't totally understand it, but frequencies and everything like that. So yeah, I'm in it for the ride, but I'm quite tired, to be honest. I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. Yeah. And now I'm tearing up, so I'm glad we haven't got video. So that's where I'm at. I can joke about it, and I can also feel it. I need to do both. So, how are you doing?
I feel a little bit similar. I feel that we're going through a process that is...
You're drinking too much?
I'm drinking too much.
No, I'm kidding.
Really.
You're not a drinker at all,
Nope,
are you? No.
Nope. When you stop, I stop automatically.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting combo of death and birth at the same time. I feel it's quite confusing what's going on, and I hear so many people saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And also what I hear is that everybody is so tired, they just want to go home, whatever that means. They it's just like they've had enough, they're tired, they're exhausted, they're burned out. They're like, what is the point? We've been climbing this mountain for such a long time, and now we're so close to the top of it, but it keeps moving in front of us. We think we see it, and then it keeps moving. And it actually reminds me when I was on an old bicycle and I crossed the Alps. I thought so many times that now I've reached the top, and then when I reached the top so that I could start going downhill, it just, as soon as I reached that one, it just shows me, no, there's another top a bit further down, and another top further down, and another top. But then one day there was the top, and it was an amazing experience to suddenly go downhill instead of just up.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it as well from a lot of people. I had lunch with a dear friend here last week, and we were talking about this, and she's a little bit older than me, and she's also very intuitive and loving and dedicated and meditating and spiritual and all that. And she was tearing up when we're sitting having lunch, her tears running down her cheeks, not really knowing why. Again, it just feels very, very dense here at the moment. And I can't, it's just, I know I'm so much bigger than this meat suit, and I just feel like I need to be free soon, but I know also I have to stay here and cleansing and becoming whole. I think I said that in the last episode, that this is my goal. So cleansing myself from this 2 glasses of wine that I've been brainwashing myself into, that it's okay because I've been living in Spain and that's the lifestyle, and it's okay.
Flamenco.
But the whole Mediterranean and France, I mean, everybody's drinking wine every day, but I feel like it's I don't know what came to this, but I feel it's strongly that it's time, because I need to be super strong and have the strength and clarity going forward.
Strength and clarity. These are powerful words.
Yeah.
I used to work at a rehab many years ago, and what I found was that these people that many people look down on because they are addicts are just very sensitive individuals that just can't cope with the madness that the rest of us have seen as normal.
Absolutely.
So many times addiction is just, I don't know, but a way of calming down real emotions. And then we labeled that as something negative. It is when it takes over, but in many ways, I mean, bless us all, because this is a rough ride in many ways.
Yeah. But it's exciting at the same time. So it feels like inside it's like exhausted, I mean, seriously, last night I slept 8:30. I think I was in bed 8:30. I sleep more now than ever. I mean, I sleep 8-9 hours a night, which is crazy. It's a lot, but I guess I need it. And in the night, strong dreams, very strong dreams, vivid dreams. So, yeah, but it's exciting as well. I can't wait. We have a very, very, very interesting lunch meeting today. Because we have some plans going forward here in Bali. We're not going to talk about it now until
We'll
it's
tell
set.
you later.
Yep, but yeah, something to do with community. But how do you feel? Because last time we recorded, you were a little bit more out of balance than you are at the moment, I feel.
Yeah, it's sometimes I feel like a motherless child. I sound like Elvis now. No, but I feel it's a bit rough on me when I put myself on the line. I try to deliver my absolute best after so many years of research, and then the feedback in now, especially now, I've been a little sensitive to negative feedback, and suddenly it just like boom, especially in Sweden, where, or maybe it's because I'm part of really revealing some very deep traumas in Sweden that the dark forces are trying to shut me down. I don't know, but it's really under the belt type of thing. And in one way I just feel, oh, fuck it. I mean, really, why am I doing this? You know, I'm doing it to try and help, and instead it's like getting a wet cloth in the face, getting smacked like that. So I've taken a step back a little bit, not because I'm going to stop, but because I'm also going to question myself, why am I doing this? Have I done enough in this area? Is it time to transcend it to another level, which is what I'm in the process of doing. And also what I'm finding is that I'm really starting to check myself when it comes to chasing things or being
or wanting desires.
This is the one, desires, because I can see in many situations I'm in balance, and then a door opens up, and suddenly, because I've been in a state of mind of lacking, when suddenly an opportunity opens, I sort of hook onto it, and I start thirsting for the outcome, and my energy completely changes. And so I can also see if somebody contacts me for me being in balance, and then suddenly I turn into this like stalker energy type of chasing, it's a completely different energy, and things stops, and then they get on hold, and it just drags out and out and out. So lately, the last few days, I've just said, I'm just gonna wait and see what appears in my reality.
Surrender all.
Surrender, do what comes in front of me. I will do what my tasks are given, but I will not chase. And it's very interesting because just these few suddenly things that I've been chasing suddenly appears. And yesterday I was contacted by James Files, the man that was actually behind the picket fence and fired the final shot and that killed Kennedy. He's one of the few survivors, and I've been he's a newborn Christian since many years, and that was the thing that pushed him forward to step forward, because he has been talking about this openly, and it put him in a horrible situation after he admitted what he was part of. And so he's a completely different person today than he was in '63, when he was like a monster taking part of this.
It's amazing for you. You've been wanting this since the 90s.
Yeah.
Get in contact with him.
Yeah, and it was very odd because in 2016 I was contacted on Facebook by somebody called, I got a friend's request from somebody called David Armstrong, and I was just looking at it to accept or whatever, and I was just like, my that's Jimmy Files. So I asked in Facebook in the comments, is that you, Jimmy? And I just got back, yep. That was a very bizarre feeling for me to get in direct touch with somebody that was part of such a horrendous crime.
Well, he basically killed Kennedy.
No, not basically.
He did.
He was the one that blew the head off Kennedy.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He was 19. He was an assassin. He was recruited very early. No, he was actually 21. But
the worst of the worst.
it was like in those days, he just, like he said himself, it was for him like taking out the garbage. He couldn't care less. He saw Kennedy as a traitor, and it wasn't anything personal. He just carried out an operation.
With people like that, I always wonder what kind of childhood they've had. Because he was a monster. He says that about himself. Even.
Yeah. He said
the worst
he was
of the worst.
Yeah, he said he was the leader of the worst scumbags in the world, and he was the worst of them.
I think people like that, either they are born completely psychopathic, or they have a horrendous upbringing with no love in their life whatsoever.
I don't agree with you.
No?
Because
Do you know his childhood?
not his childhood so much. I mean, that was, I know of it. There was nothing really drastic going on. But what happened was that when he was 17, he signed up for the Vietnam War. He managed to get in, and then he was sent to Laos,
right.
which was an undercover war. I mean, officially there was a war going on there, and he was sent in to do absolute horrendous things. So at a very, very early age, he became well known of killing people with headshots. He was sort of the one that could get it done. And then he was recruited in Laos by David Atlee Phillips, who was also the handler of Lee Harvey Oswald and other people. And so from when he was 18, 19, 20, he was already working for the CIA and the Chicago mob, where he was a driver for Chucky Nicoletti, who was one of the other shooters in Dealey Plaza.
Can only go one way when you start.
And it was
like
for him.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing. This is the thing. These so-called monsters, they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so he was completely ruthless, and he was being applauded for being ruthless. I mean, these people are given medals and all kinds of things. We see.
Isn't it interesting though, because you told me that Jesus came to him twice when he was in prison, just sitting next to him having like an hour conversation. I don't know what that looks like, but I've heard it many times when people have been absolute monsters and then they end up, it's like a dead end. They're in prison or they're in a death cell or whatever, and a revelation like this comes to them, which is a huge gift. And I think the way I see it, it comes to them because they're not done here. You know, otherwise they would probably be killed in prison or something. But it's beautiful when it happens, and I'm like, I want to, you know,
come on, Jesus,
come on,
visit me.
Or whoever. It doesn't have to be Jesus. It could be, you know, some avatar of some sort that is on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, he just accepted doing an interview with me, so so I'm gonna ask him about Jesus. I mean, is he bearded? Has he got long hair? Is he blonde? Is he whatever? Does he know that it was Jesus? You know, but at that point, Jimmy Files had done horrendous stuff for many, many years. I mean, multiple murders and torture and you name it, as bad as they get. And he was working also for Operation 40, which was the killing team that was a major part of the JFK assassination, but also delivering bombs to blow up Orlando Lettier. He was in Chile when Salvador Allende got murdered and taken out. I mean, he's been all over the place.
How old is he now?
He's 81, I think.
God.
Yeah, I think
Isn't it good? I mean, I've never...
81.
You know, this is like the movies almost.
No,
you know,
it
you're
is.
going to actually speak to a person that has been one of the biggest monsters in that time.
Yeah. He was personally recruited. He was the first one recruited by George Bush Sr.
And how is he not in prison now?
No, that one I need to ask him about.
Yeah.
But the thing was that he was part of all of these crimes, And then they got to him by something he hadn't done, because he was lured into an ambush where there were 2 police officers that tried to kill him, and he defended himself in a gunfight, and this police officer got shot. That was the thing that he went down for. So the crime he was sentenced for was that, not the murder of JFK, not of all of these other ones where he would have been in forever, you know.
No, but they already took the patsy for that, so they can't take another one, I guess. With Lee Harvey Oswald.
That's a really good point.
You know,
but
can't
also,
really point the murder.
but this is a guy who knows a lot from the inside, from decades of absolute horror.
It's interesting he's still alive, though.
It is.
You
It's against all odds.
Yeah.
It is really
so
against.
So now he just lives like a normal old man.
Okay, let me go back, because he was...
No, you don't have to, you know.
Yeah, but
I know you're going to do the interview soon.
No, but
so.
I'm going to talk about Jesus. Hallelujah. You know, because he was in jail for a long time. He was completely... He didn't want any friends. He didn't want anything. He just wanted, leave me alone, let me stay alive, let me do my time, I'll get out one day. So... in prison, it was really hard, because it was like, he said the mindset was only every morning when he woke up, who am I going to kill today, or am I going to get killed? That was the mindset. He hated everybody.
Oh my God.
He hated the other prisoners. He hated the jail wardens. He hated all of them. And then one night,
Jesus came.
In on stage came Jesus, sitting on his bed saying, listen, Jimmy, this is not right. You need to wake up. And I think he was told that he had a mission, that this needs to come out to the world about the JFK assassination. I think that was his mission, that he needed to step forward. And so that first meeting completely changed him. And he suddenly was really friendly with the guards. And I mean, everybody was like, whoa, what's going on here? That's bizarre. And so he was completely changed as a person. But then after a while, he started forgetting, and he went back to his old ways. In on stage came Jesus for a second visit, saying, listen, do I have to remind you more than once? This is the way you should go. And that was the thing that changed his life, and later on made him step forward and admit what he had been part of. He has no personal gain, on the contrary to admitting these things, but he has, in great detail. Many researchers don't believe him at all, but I've checked him out.
Interview.
Yeah, and also...
Have you got an hour or two with him?
I hope 6.
Yeah, but I know they kind of confirmed yesterday.
Yeah, the thing is that they're thanking me for helping the truth get out there. I've been standing by his side forever. I even got a donation from him in 2016. $100. Very odd.
Very strange.
I did not know how to deal with that.
For me, it feels a bit strange when you say, I've been on his side. You've been
I've been on the side of truth.
Yes.
I have not been on the side, let's blow the head of the president. No. Absolutely not.
No.
But he stepped forward. So many other researchers have just completely neglected him, saying, no. Because it doesn't match in. But once you start listening to him, and I have not caught him with even the slightest detail that is not correct. So by seeing and understanding his part, and he has given incredible detail, it just fits perfectly, and it solves a major part of this mystery. So I have been standing on his side, saying he is telling the truth.
Right.
I'm not saying I really support what you did. On the contrary.
Yeah, of course.
So... yeah,
that's going to be an interesting interview. So, yeah, keep a lookout for that, guys, on the website.
He even sent me his phone number. I mean, how weird is that? Sorry, Jimmy, if you listen to this. But for me, it's like... and also, there's these type of things. He drove 3 mafia guys to the airport in Chicago to take out Marilyn Monroe the year before.
Dear, oh dear.
He's key in so many things, so it's going to be interesting to see if I can get him to open up about other stuff.
Well, of course he will, otherwise he wouldn't say yes to a...
Yeah, but these...
Is he okay, though? He's 80-something, and he's physically okay?
No, I don't think so.
No.
As far as I heard rumors that he's on his way out, and maybe that is also speeding things up.
Amazing.
So,
Nu, kolla tiden. Jag måste dra för gardinen. Jag kan inte sitta i solen i halvtimme till. Så vi får klippa där. Jag kommer. Emmylou och jag har också på så här ibland. Det ringer på dörren.
So tell us about one of your dreams you had lately.
One of my dreams? No, that's not fun. I really don't like when people are talking about their dreams because they normally doesn't make sense.
Well, your dream did.
Well, I was dreaming about a whale being born. That was really amazing. So yeah, that was that. So that was interesting. No, but it's been a bit of a shitty day. So I'm just, like our beautiful teachers say, enjoy the depression. If you have a day of, really a blue day, just put yourself under the cover and do nothing and enjoy the depression or whatever you're in. And tomorrow is a new day and don't dwell in it, like she says. So I'm going to take care of myself.
Sounds wonderful.
And do what makes me happy, I guess. Or just enjoy it.
Yeah, but this is also part of what we're doing, at least what I'm doing, because being as exhausted as I have been, I sort of lost the will of being here. Not that I was suicidal, but it's just like, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's what other people tell me as well, that we are close to and that are kind of in the same phase in life. They've been super creative. They're very intelligent and going forward with their businesses or whatever. But at the moment, everything just feels a little bit like empty.
Done it all, been there, got the T-shirt.
But I think I don't understand all this Schumann frequency and all that, but they say was hitting the roof, was it last week, and stuff like that. But and also my friend that I had lunch with, she's part of a group that meets online weekly called the Jedi Group or something.
Great name.
Yeah. They took it as a joke, but then it sticked, so they kept it. So, and the only thing they do when they meet weekly is heal the earth. That's it. They don't talk about anything else, and these are what she says. I mean, she doesn't even understand the terminology. Oh my God, what a tongue twister.
I understand what you mean.
But she's there because she's has that kind of power as well. But she says that it's so much going on. It's amazing work that is happening, but it's like she explained it's like a crack in the Earth's something energy surface. Yeah, it's like a rip, and they're trying to heal that because there's so much coming in, like tentacles, that is not good. I don't understand all that, but yeah, it feels like there's a lot happening.
But that is exactly like the native Indians are talking about Wetiko, the mind virus. That is also, it sounds like the same, but for our mind, that it's anything where it's not healed, if it can find a crack there, it will go in and start to try and take over.
Yeah.
So this is more on a global scale, but the same type of thing.
Yeah, it feels like we're in a giant healing process all over. I hope
but for me,
that we will come out on the other side.
We will. We are almost there. But for me, it's been like, what do I want? It's like sometimes you ask, so haven't you got anything on your bucket list, or what do you want? What do you need? It's like I just lost it. I don't want anything.
Do you remember when you lost it?
These couple of since 2019 they've been rough on me. This whole COVID new.
No, but before COVID, you didn't even know then.
No, but it's been more trickier for me. So now I'm back to, okay, stop. What do I want? Instead of just going around in a circle. What do I want? And so it's down to basic, like, do I want soup or do I want spaghetti? Let me feel, let me think.
Start with the basics.
I will go for spaghetti. How surprising is that? But that is what I want.
Yeah.
So I'm now I start to see, I'm watching things that interest me, so suddenly I'm getting an interest for maybe traveling a little bit. I'm really into the historical Old West, and now I started to feel a really like I would like to go and visit these places. And for me, it's just a matter of getting the energy up again to get a joy in being here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's that's a good thing that you're doing that.
yeah, because
I
mean, you want this, you can see forward, you plan, you do. I mean, I can't even plan a week ahead maybe, 2 weeks, that's stretching it, because now the world, I mean, where are we going? I mean, it's like this illusion of reality is cracking, I feel. So suddenly we might suddenly have wings, like a butterfly, and boom, take off.
No, can we? Yeah.
Do you know what is going to happen with this beautiful place?
Yeah, but that's why I feel also we're going to a workshop on Friday, a somatic one, to land more in the body, because it's like now is Jesus coming back again. It was Jesus that said, I think, you have to be in this world but not of this world. Is that correct?
As far as I know.
Yeah. And that sometimes can feel tricky. At the moment it's just hard.
But it sounds to me like that's the opposite of the workshop. That sounds to me like ground yourself in the body, where he said the opposite.
No, I don't understand it like that at all.
Well,
be in this world, but not of this world. Of this world I see as more
desired by
outside. Be in this world is my body. No.
Let's see what the
Let's
workshop...
interpret it in different ways, I guess.
We'll let you know on the other side.
Yeah, no, I think because at the moment I just feel like escaping. I'm not like you, not suicidal, but I'm super tired of this. I'm really tired.
But I didn't say I was suicidal. On the contrary, I just didn't want to be part of it anymore. I didn't feel like finishing it. It's just I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It's not fun anymore. So it is like a death and a birth at the same time.
Yeah.
It's this paradox. Like
just
Shakti.
a tad confusing now.
Just a tad.
So, yeah. Yeah. But I know the light is so strong as well. So I know that, and I feel that. It's just today is just one of those days, I guess.
Another day in paradise.
Another day, yeah. No, don't get me wrong. That's why I need as well coming more and more into my body and my grateful space, which is happening more.
I'm grateful to have these talks with you, because normally our days are so busy, so we're here, but at the same time we don't get the time to sit down like that, or we don't take the time to sit down. And
what, you don't feel like we're talking? I think we're talking all the time.
It's true, but not at an hour of,
not sitting like this.
No.
Yeah. Then again, yeah. Well, we do talk, but I mean, here we can't really. Yeah, no, it's good. So, guys, we would love to hear more from you, and it's nice to have this little tribe around as well again, and hear your thoughts and your feelings and what you're going through. We will always keep this free to build our community around the world again, which is important.
Yeah, and also I feel strongly that we're sort of gathering the tribe. It's like the real family is coming together somehow. The family that we were told was just the families we were born into, but now it's sort of like the real family is being drawn together from all different countries and backgrounds, and just amazing human beings. And I hope and I feel that Bali could be one of the places where it could be a center for these individuals to gather.
Yeah.
And maybe we can be somewhere in the center of that.
Yeah, we have something in the pipeline that we can't talk about yet. But let's see where we're going to go. So you figuring out what you want in life, what kind of tools do you use to figure that out?
What I've noticed is that I need to let go of the wanting, the desires. This is the complicated one for me, because the desires and...
But if you haven't got any desires...
That's the thing, not to get hooked, because it's one thing to want something, it's another thing when suddenly it's the outcome that is the only thing that matters. This is confusing for me. I want, but I'm not hooked on.
No attachment.
This is what I would like, but I'm not. I'm gonna. And also they say visualize it, see it as it has already happened, but do not get emotionally attached to it. And confusing to me, because it's like it's a paradox, but at the same time I know, because it's almost like the energy I'm sending out. I'm sending it out with joy in my heart. If I get attached, suddenly it becomes a problem, and it becomes like I go into slave mode, where I'm suddenly tied to this thing, and it's controlling me. And if it doesn't happen, I'm miserable. And if it happens, and it keeps moving away with that energy. So it's my intention, the energy I put into it. I think that is the key, and I'm learning now also by seeing what is happening. I'm not chasing. I mean, I contacted Jimmy Files months ago. I've been wanting...
Years ago, yeah.
No, but recently.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to, so the desire was there. Nothing happened.
The attachment was there as well.
Exactly, completely. And then I let go, and I said, this is what I want. I'm not going to get hooked into it. And then suddenly it just happens. So interesting the way... when we don't chase, it's just like falling in love with somebody that, falling in love, but in a miserable way. You're in love with somebody else, they don't love you, so they all the time disappear. But I think it's just like with so-called falling in love. When the day you say, well, okay, fine, I'm going somewhere else. You turn your back, you change your energy, and suddenly you become attractive again. So the person that you might have been chasing,
that's playing
not
games.
playing games, it's energy. Suddenly you become attractive. I think it's almost like a human mating dance.
Well, yeah, but that's the oldest psychological sales pitch, that I learned when I sold timeshare when I was 18, saying you show them everything, it's so beautiful, but you can't have it because we just sold the last one.
So they're just using a natural law.
Yeah. But it's interesting, though, with that kind of energy, because I was listening to a podcast. If you haven't tapped into the School of Greatness with Lewis Howes, he's got so many different people on that he's interviewing. And this guy, very, very successful, millionaire, billionaire, whatever, been, fighting and working his entire life to get the material that he wanted in his life. And he said the interesting thing with this is because he set his mind on actually doing a complete charity thing. And it was super high goals. It was something huge. He was going to fundraise this amount of money. He was going to build this and blah, 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 blah. So, and he set his goal to do that in 5 years with, and everything was planned out. And then, because it wasn't him personally gaining anything, he had no, of course he had a goal, he had a plan and everything, and a 5-year plan to reach that. He reached it in 2 years, which they were talking about the energy of, like you was talking about, how the want and the attachment to the outcome. But if you do charity work, it just flows so much easier, because you don't gain anything except that you gain selfless service, which is amazing energy to have, of course, and you feel really good about it, but you're not actually gaining anything materialistic. So, yeah, I find that...
I think this is also one of the reasons why the so-called elite, I mean, the people that are behind trying to control the world, but also knows a lot that we are not aware of, many of them, if not all of them, are also giving to charity, and I don't think quite a lot, And I don't think that it's only because of tax reasons. It's also because they're aware of the energy that if they do it, it accelerates other things.
Yeah.
But it's also me or we. When I go into desire, it's me, I want, I need, you know.
Yeah.
But if it's charity, it's for us, it's for them, it's a complete change of direction of the energy.
Totally. It's interesting.
It is.
And it's fun to play around with as well. Really. And visualization and all that. Because that is interesting. Because that works for me when it comes to little petty things. But when it comes to... because I truly believe this is possible to generate whatever you want in a short amount of time. But I have my programming and my conditioning from childhood, the scarcity that I've been brought up in when it comes to financial bits and everything that I've been working on for my entire life to release, and you as well. I mean, I had teenage parents, they were counting coins, you know, sitting crying at the end of the month. Shall we pay this or shall we could never go to the movies or anything.
Like us on Mallorca.
Well, yeah, we've been through it ourselves, which is interesting. So we've gone through all that, and now the last few years we've been absolutely fine, but still there is that limit in my mind that is only in my mind. I know it doesn't exist in the universal law and the energy and frequency around it, but it's still there, and it still needs to be released. So daily, constantly, I need to work on that. Which is also tiring. I'm like, fuck it.
Well, I listened to Bruce Lipton, and he said that up until the age of 7, we're in our mind, our brain activity is in a like a recording mode.
Yeah.
So that we're looking around, whatever we see, good or bad, the record button is down, because it is a way for us to fit into the tribe of whatever. If that is KKK or if it's a Buddhist family, you need different programs to survive. Yeah. So you just record, good or bad, and then after the age of 7, here you go. These are the programs for you to deal with. And now we're down the road, many years down the road, and suddenly these programs doesn't serve me anymore. They're slave programs suddenly. So I'm in the process of uninstalling them,
deleting them.
Identifying them first, and see like, whoa, what is that? Is that even me? Or is it a software? It sounds like me, or is it just like a recorded voice there to keep me in whatever tribe? But that tribe I've left a long time ago.
But it's still in us.
The software is still there, but it's a software that can be uninstalled.
Deprogrammed.
Let it, like to just not give it. This is the thing, to find how do I delete that thing? And also, how do I disconnect the Wi-Fi so that I'm not on remote control, that I can move freely? And I think this is, at least for me, a process right now that I'm like, whoa. There is a possibility to go a completely different way, to create my own reality that is not based on programs that is not even mine, that I might have recorded. It's
not serving us at all.
At all. And it's like Esther Perel, this incredible couples therapist, she said that whatever relationship you're in, she says there's 2 relationships that really counts in your life. It's the one you're in now and your parents. These ones are the 2. I'm like, what? Yeah, because that's when you recorded it and you saw, okay, so this is what a relationship is, this is what love is, this is what intimacy is. And then we just, and then we recreate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at them, I was told this is the perfect relationship. It was not, the way I see it now. And I would very much like to free myself from this type of programming so that I can move forward the way I prefer.
Yeah. Lots
and
to
I
do.
think codependency are like software that hooks into each other, so that we activate each other's, and then it goes in a direction that this is not good. I want to. It's like once you get all of these things that are sticking out and triggers, get rid of that, so that it's just like a smooth ball. You got two smooth balls, they can't hook into each other, they just move freely. But
Yeah.
until then, it just hooks in and it goes in different directions. Both get really confused. What the hell happened? Because
And it's so stupid how loyal we are to our past as well. I'm like, God. And so many years I've been in this addiction, which truly is, I see it today, it's an addiction of some sort of external power all the time since I was 15. Not when I was pregnant and breastfeeding, because then suddenly I have another person inside of me to take responsibility for, and then it's fine. No drinking, no smoking, nothing. And as soon as that is over, breastfeeding, I've started again, either smoking or doing snooze, which is tobacco under your lip, or wine, or in Spain it was weed, you know. So it's that as well, because growing up, you know, first we talk about money, but growing up, it's always been, yeah, weekend, they're drinking, you know, I've seen it, you know. But luckily I've had, on my mother's side, my grandparents have never ever smoked or had a drop of alcohol in their entire life. And they were actually so much, now they're past, but they were actually so much more fun to hang around and happier than the other poker playing, smoking, drinking.
Poker Alice.
Yeah.
Heavy smoking.
You know, they were a little bit more dense in their energy, and also fighting, and yeah, different energy completely. So now me, that I have been a little bit in between, I think I've never been, you know, a big drinker like that, but still there's something there that I need to let go of, just like you want to let go of. So it's a lot of letting go, which is exhausting for the ego as well, I think, because the ego is going, no way, stay here, you know, this is comfortable, this is where I can control you, this is where I can make you sad and upset
life
and
is not
hooked
fun
up on
without
fucking
it.
nonsense in life that it's a mindset, isn't it? It's a mindset that needs to go. It needs to go on different levels. So
I've started to see these voices as slavery software programs. I mean,
interesting.
I must, all of these, it's like, it's keeping me a slave. I'm not free because I'm being controlled.
You're keeping yourself.
I am letting myself be controlled by
Yep.
something that sounds like me,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's even me. I picked it up along the way, and it's sort of like, what is going on? So this is where I go to the ocean often in the mornings. I'm just sitting there and like, see, can I be without the software activating? It's really interesting, because when I've sat there for a while, the software comes in, you should go home. It's time now. It's like, is that my voice, or is it because I should, or I have to because I'm... Do you know?
You could stay another 2 hours.
I know.
If you,
I know.
It will probably do you
so
good
I'm,
as well.
I'm observing.
Yeah.
What is that? Why do I have to do anything? I can tell you, I've done enough for my whole lifetime. If I look upon it, like
Absolutely.
I could just lay down, pick,
And actually,
play,
your age,
play
people
my
retire.
play with my belly button, saying, I'm gonna enjoy, do absolutely nothing for the rest of my life, and I would be fine with it. I should be fine with it. The other voice is, I've just started. You know, this is just the beginning, which I feel, but when I say that, I feel enthusiastic, because I feel now it's time to pick the fruits. I've been...
Harvest time.
Harvest time.
Yeah. And another, we should stop. No, what is she saying? Stop shoulding all over yourself.
I completely agree.
Yeah, Louise Hay said that.
Stop shooting.
Stop shooting all over yourself. Okay, we've been rambling on now for a while. It's time to go.
Time to go.
Time to go. Time to, I don't know, put the cover over my head today or something. No, we have a very exciting lunch meeting, so that's going to be good. But otherwise than that, I'm going to take it very easy.
So since
myself.
last week, last talk, have I been more fun to be around?
Yeah.
Have I?
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
You're lighter.
Ooh.
You can reply when I ask what do you want. I mean, no, even listen to this, guys. I can ask Ole. He doesn't even know what he wants to eat. He's like, surprise me. That would be for me. Don't surprise me with food. That's just crazy. I know what I want to eat, because here we're quite spoiled in Bali. We can order anything and it comes to the door. So we have the world's menu in our phone and it delivers. So then I ask Oli, what do you want to eat? He's like, surprise me. I'm like, no. So yeah, but you're getting, spaghetti or soup, right? So luckily I know your taste, but yeah. So have I been more patient?
You have.
Have I?
Yeah. And I've started to see that I'm really too fast on the trigger, that I've been like allergic in my way of responding, where I see their sort of criticism or attacks come, but it's not there. But I sort of interpret it because...
Yeah, you take it personally and like go in defense mode straight away. Even Emmylou, our daughter, she goes, Dad,
but it's
so
perfect. Especially talking to her, because she's sort of on the outside.
Yeah.
So she sees like, you're screwed up, and so I'm becoming aware of that. Maybe I used to be fast on the trigger, or maybe I didn't stand up for myself. Now I've gone too far, and I'm oversensitive. And it's really interesting, where I go in the morning, there's this cafe, and there's a waitress there that I feel is really sad. There's something very deeply sad about her. So, but she doesn't look at me, so in one way I feel she doesn't like me. In another way, I'm starting to... I know, this is it, because I'm starting to see that she is sad, has nothing to do with me. I'm just one in the...
It's not all about you, man.
I know, but in the fast trigger judging mode, it is all about me and how people are reacting to me. Do they like me? Do they not? What was that strange?
I think that's going to be very freeing for you to let go of as well, because you do care too much about all
but the thing, it's just
personally.
like Emmylou says, that from early childhood, I've been in sort of war zones and minefields where the attack could come from anywhere. And then I chose a life where I've been physically in the same mode. So my body is like on standby or defense mode.
It's going to be good with this workshop on Friday.
So the gunslinger mode is over.
Yeah. So much to do, and let go of. Let go, let God, whatever God you believe in.
Thank you so much for making a difference in the way between us. Thank you. And so for the next program, what would you like? Would you like me to continue? Yeah. And
just what you say. I mean, letting go of not taking stuff so personally. That's nice.
I'm also going to be better on ordering food.
Knowing what you want, basically.
I know I will really feel what I want. I'm really in the process of what do I want. So, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Happy days.
Do you want anything? Is there anything particular I can do?
Always look at me with these beautiful, loving eyes, and my life is great.
Okay, that was easy. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Stay grateful, curious, and rest when you need to. Please rest and take care of you, because it can be quite emotional these times. I feel and hear a lot.
This is what I'm also doing. I'm taking a lot of breaks, midday or whatever. I just lie down 5 minutes and just feel I'm tired. Okay, boom. Instead of pushing myself.
And we're blessed in a way that we can do that because we work from home. But if you have a normal job or, just spend time in nature as well.
But also, yes, we're blessed, but we have also made a lot of conscious choices along the way to get into a position where we can do like this. So...
Anyway, beautiful ones, thank you for being here, listening. Please comment and share and subscribe if you want to.
Until next time.
Lots of love. Ciao, ciao.
Sampai jumpa and hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, hasta luego.